Hey, good Saturday. It was a wet start to your weekend, and things are slowly beginning to dry out. Most of the rain we picked up this morning, into this afternoon, was along and south of I-40. A few showers north of 40 in parts of Crawford County, even southern Washington. But for the most part, bulk of the rain, anywhere between about 2/10, upwards of about 4/10 of an inch in parts of LaFleur County. Overall, it wasn't a whole lot. It was a nice, slow, steady rain for a couple of hours. The bulk of that activity actually is further into parts off to our south and east. Pretty big severe weather outbreak happening across Texas, Louisiana, and now moving into parts of Mississippi. Red polygons here are active tornado warnings. Multiple confirmed tornadoes across from Houston through a good chunk of Louisiana. And as you can see, now moving into Mississippi. That threat's going to continue into the overnight hours. Here locally, no severe weather to be concerned with. Overcast skies out there, no question about that. You do have temperatures still continuing to be a little bit above normal, largely in the 50s out there this evening. And we'll be dropping overnight into the 50s, into the 40s. But that's pretty mild for this time of the year. I expect Fayetteville, Huntsville, Rogers dropping to about 44 degrees, a degree shy of that in Bentonville at 43. Mid-40s expected across a good majority of the river valley. Winds are going to be out of the east for the most part overnight into the first part of tomorrow morning. But as our storm system that brought today's rain and that same severe weather off to our southeast, as it continues to depart, winds are actually going to be shifting out of the west. And by tomorrow afternoon, yet again, another nice mild day back in the low 60s across most of the area. Few folks might not make it into the 60s, but it'll certainly be close. Mild nonetheless. We're splitting hairs really at that point. Overall, it's going to feel pretty pleasant out there. You get one more nice day on Monday before big changes begin to return into the area. In fact, we'll pause this here Monday afternoon. You can see these yellows, even at times some oranges across the lower 48, southern tier of states, including Arkansas and Oklahoma. Somewhat mild out there. But by Monday night, we're going to see a leading edge of a big surge of cold air. It's going to be a cold front crashing into the area. That cold front is going to be the first of what could be 2 or 3 cold fronts over the next 12 to 14 days that are going to usher in some much colder temperatures. The next weather impact that we expect is this big flip-flop in temperatures. We're going to go from well above normal to well below normal. Expect about a 15 to 20 degree drop in those temperatures by Tuesday. Many of us won't get out of the 40s on Tuesday, and that'll likely be the case for the majority of next week. And we'll look for another surge of air, let's say anywhere between about January 6th and 12th. It's a pretty big window. There is some evidence in the weather models that not only are we going to get another big surge of air, cold air, Arctic air, but it also could come with some wintry precipitation as well. That's several days away. That's a big, broad time frame, so I know you can't use a lot of that information to actually make plans. But as things become more clear and consensus builds among the weather data, we'll keep you posted as to what you can expect. Your 7-day forecast here for Northwest Arkansas. We do have a good chance of fog tomorrow morning in Northwest Arkansas specifically, but I do think even some areas of patchy dense fog could make their way into the river valley as well. Notice those temperatures on Monday out ahead of our cold front. They're going to make a run for those mid-60s in Northwest Arkansas. We'll see a little bit of sunshine out there. Probably going to be a breezy day out ahead of that front, but here it comes. 47, the high temperature on Tuesday. New Year's Day, 44. It is going to be a cold way to ring in the new year, and we'll likely see those temperatures remaining in the mid-40s the majority of next week. Now, with that front coming into the area Monday into Tuesday, right now I'm not forecasting any associated precipitation with it. It looks to be a dry cold front. However, I do need to tell you there's a decent chance of rain, maybe even a little bit of snow, but the model consensus or where we get a lot of our weather information, the general picture is none of that's going to make it south of the Missouri state line. A lot of it's going to stay to our north. Now, of course, if the track of that pressure system changes, if the track of that front changes, maybe we could see a different forecast. But for right now, my confidence lies in that's going to be a dry frontal passage going into Tuesday morning, waking up in the 30s, highs there in the 40s in the River Valley. This is what we're expecting. 63 on your Sunday afternoon. Not a bad day. It'll generally be overcast, but I do think those clouds are going to gradually be breaking, and we'll see a little bit of sunshine on and off throughout the course of the day. Certainly going to feel comfortable out there. Maybe you want to take the holiday decorations down tomorrow or Monday. Probably good options for you if you don't want to brave the cold. That's certainly going to be making a turn to the area by Tuesday. If you do have New Year's Eve plans, you're going to want to dress warm. 32 on New Year's morning in the River Valley, 48 that afternoon.